Hello. Good morning. It's like take 22. I'm feeling the Mercury retrograde. Everything's just a little bit off today. I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a good morning, that you've had your coffee, that you're ready to face the day. I actually see some blue poking out from behind the clouds. I know we're going to get more rain the next couple days. And then it looks like next week's sunny. I know people make fun of LA about how we react to rain. But I don't know if you remember that scene in Forrest Gump where he talks about the rain in Vietnam. And sometimes it rains so hard it comes straight up. Yeah, that's kind of what happens here. We don't get rain often, but when we do, my God, do we get a lot of it. And I told this story the other day about the coffins washing out of the cemetery and sliding across the freeway. Welcome to LA. What a nightmare. Ugh. So, yeah, I've got my raincoat, but I've got my little hat in case it rains, you know. I don't normally wear a hat, but it is convenient not to have rain in your face when you're out and about. So I have 2 baseball hats. This is one of them. And this is the time of year that I wear it. So, I don't know how I'm going to get all the steps I need to get in today. I have been on a mission to get 7,500 steps per day by the end of November. And yesterday, I was supposed to get 5,250. Today, I'm supposed to get 5,500 because it's 250 increments. And yesterday I walked 6,115 steps. So, and it rained on one of my laps. It rained, but I did it, and it feels good. I feel good. I feel energized. It's exciting to think I'm going to hit that goal, and I might even hit it ahead of time. I was going to go for a walk this morning before I left for my client house, because how I'm managing it is I'm doing laps. I'm doing snacks, walked snacks. So I know that if I walk this particular loop, it's, 800 to 900 steps. If I walk a different loop, it might be 1,400. If I walk a bigger loop, it might be closer to 2,000. And so if I can walk 3 laps that are close to 1,500 each, that gets me most of the way to my step goal for the day. And they take 15 minutes at the most. They're great little breaks throughout the day. They get the job done, and I'm hitting my numbers, and I feel good. And I even got one of my loops yesterday, I got in while it rained. It wasn't a heavy rain, but it rained the whole time I was walking. And I wear this big green slicker, which you may have seen if you've seen some of the other videos. I've worn it a couple times the last week. And I get tired. I have a torn calf muscle that I'm rebuilding, so I have a bit of a limp. So I look like a big green waddling, I don't know what. And yesterday, while it was raining and I was struggling through my little lap, my leg was tired. I know I must have looked ridiculous. A man rolled down his window so he could bark like a seal at me. Yep. Because some people hate you just for being fat. That it is what they need to do. That they don't respect you and they hate you. And I think to myself when I run into these people, someday you will be incontinent and someone will have to wipe your ass. Someday maybe you will be fat. And that's what I think about the guy who barked at me. I think that, you know, I know that in this physical form, I can be very triggering to people who have dysmorphia or eating disorders. I know it can set something off for them, you know, this whole there, but for the grace of God go I kind of thing. But to take the extra step to roll down a window and bark at somebody, just... And I was telling a friend of mine, at my age, I could just let it roll off my shoulders. But, you know, 30 years ago, I would have gone back into my house and I would not have taken another lap that day. In fact, I might not have walked in the neighborhood again ever. That we need to be ashamed or hide who we are. No matter what is going on with us, it's pitiful, and it's not a good look for the society I want to live in. You know, I told my friend, thank God I believe in karma, because it helps me let go of things. That guy's got lessons to learn. He taught me a lesson, though, and the lesson was resilience. And then, you know, I'm working on having compassion for him, because I think if you're going to be that nasty to anybody, you've got to be in a deep amount of pain. And that goes for, you know, any of these little podcasters who want to make fun of people who are not like them. You know, they've got a lesson to learn. In whatever way that's going to happen, that's their way is not the way. That's what I'm telling you. So that was, you know, my lesson for the day is that I'm much more mentally tough than I used to be. I've got a lot of things that I want to achieve that have nothing to do with strangers. I have gotten my A1C test back. I haven't been able to talk about it without crying because I'm so proud of myself. My A1C came down to 5.4. And for those of you who don't know, if you are just, you know, regular human, you want to be 5.5 or lower. And if you do not have a lot of insulin weirdness going on, that's where you will be. If you hit 5.6 and higher, up to 6.2, you are pre-diabetic. And if you hit above that, and I've heard a couple different numbers, 6.3, 6.4, but once you get above that area, then you're officially diabetic. And I started this whole journey a year and a half ago with an A1C of 13.7. I think they start giving you insulin when you hit 14 and go higher. So my goal was, come on buddy, was to reverse the diabetes. And my doctor wanted to temper my expectations and said, okay, you may be on medication the rest of your life. You come in with numbers like that, let's be real. And so you know, it took 9 months, but he eventually saw the A1C. Come on, buddy. What is wrong with you? Put the phone down. Stop texting. He blurted it out one day, you know, because it went from 13.7 to 11.8 to, what was the next one? 6.2. That was the big drop. And then it went down to 5.7. And when I hit 5.7, he blurted out, "You're gonna do it!" And then immediately went, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that." He was so excited. This particular doctor retired and somebody else has taken over his practice. And nice guy. I like the new guy a lot. And I flat out told him, this is my goal, to reverse this condition. And even if you don't believe it's possible, keep that to yourself, because I'm not putting up with no for an answer. It's just not okay. So I went in a little while. Oh shit, what happened? Oh, scare me. So I went in for my A1C, and he sat me down and he showed me the computer and he said, "Look, it's 5.4. And I went, "Okay." And he said, no, it's and the thing is, in the intermittent time, it had started creeping up. I had to deal with bad medication options, and I had bounced back up to 6.0, which pissed me off. So here's the guy who's watched my A1C go up 2 tests in a row, and now it was the new one, and it went down to 5.4. And he kept repeating it because I was not connecting that I had dropped below the pre-diabetes level. I mean, once you have diabetes, you have it, right? So they don't, you know, when I was in that range, they're like, "Oh, you're diabetic, you're diabetic, but you're still in the zone." No, I'm below the zone. I did it. I reversed the diabetes. And now the new mission is to repeat this test 2 more times, and then it's in remission. It's reversed now, and now I get to focus on putting it in remission. So that's my good news update. I'm super proud of myself. I got a lot of work to do. I don't know what, I'm tweaking my medication a little bit, and so my daily glucose is a little squinky higher than I want it, but I've got almost 90 days until my next test, so I have time to get a handle on that, and hopefully the exercise helps. My leg is getting stronger. I feel better all the way around. And that's my mission. That's my transformation. You know, even these videos from the early days, which is almost a year ago now, I can see my body has changed. I can see my face is thinner, my body is thinner. I haven't had hugely dramatic weight loss. You know, I mean, at one point, come on, buddy, you're the one that drives me crazy. You're welcome. That was nice. He waved thank you out the window. Nobody does that anymore these days. Yeah, so I'm working on a personal transformation, and if you've seen any of my old videos where I ramble on about whatever, I can see that physically I've changed, and that feels good. I'm very happy with myself, And I don't know what kind of journey you're on, what kind of mission you're on, but if you're working on something in your life, I just hope that you're encouraged and that you find your way. I'm happy to share all the steps and education, and I watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of creators, and I'm not interested in being, the how to reverse diabetes person. I'm happy to share what I know, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health expert in any way. I'm a me expert. And if I can offer anybody a small piece of advice, that's the job. Become a you expert and figure out what works for you and put it to work. There's so many tools out there now. You can do this without breaking the bank. You can do it without the fancy medications. You can change your life just by making a small commitment and taking care of it one day at a time. That's it. That's about all I have to talk about today. I hope you have a very good one. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you, and have a good one.